Hello, back to what? My name's Beast. Today we're back with a new series, namely Parquet. I decided to start this instead of just continuing on with Honey until the weekend. Because, well, you know, I like the music. I need to turn down the sound though. Basically, Honey is gonna be paid over immediately, basically. Like, if the length of Miyuki's route is anything to go off of, then, honest to God, if I want these two games to be over at roughly the same time, the right thing to do would just to be, I guess, finish, just play Honey on the weekends. Anyways, so, game made by a sub-studio, basically, or a sister studio to Ubisoft, as I'm sure you can see from the art style, so Ubisoft Sour. Translated by Unoriginal Software. I need to remind myself to put the link to the game down in the description below, because you should buy it yourself, if you enjoy it. Another little info, I may or may not have started this video almost 1.5 hours late. So yeah, that's a problem. Anyways, let's just get into the prologue. I, Miyushi Manaka, have come to gravely regret my choice of employment. Manaka's story opinion. Ibuki Corporation is a second-tier electronics manufacturer. It's a company that's fairly well known across Japan. However, its glory days have long since passed. Time has done nothing but exacerbate the company's steady decline. Many employees fear for the inevitable. There are even rumors of management taking the money and running.
もらえた内定はここだけだったから、他に選択肢はなかったんだけど。
Oh, so we're not even the main character yet. I currently work as a secretary for one of the company's directors. I studied foreign languages back in college, so I can interact with people from abroad to some extent. Oh, yes, that's always so nice when, like, the biggest plus I can tell people on my fucking application is, English? Always nice. Anyways. In all honesty, I think that's the only reason I was hired. If I ever get a job, that's probably going to be the only reason why I get hired. That or they're just that desperate. I was hoping to get a normal desk job, but lo and behold, I'm now a secretary. Unexpected to be sure, but it is what it is. Luckily, I can learn all the skills needed for my job via memory grafting. BMI, Brain Machine Interface. The name is pretty self-explanatory, I suppose. His advice today is in connecting the human mind to technology. Obviously, the applications of this advice are wide and varied. For example, you can watch movies or shows with it by transmitting the information directly into your brain. It can also be used as something of a VR device to play games. Conversely, you can also use it as a camera by turning your sight into live visual output. It's also become widely used to assist those who've suffered brain injuries. By amplifying weakened nerve transmissions, it allows people that would otherwise be paralyzed to move. Even blind and deaf people can see and hear because the information that's transmitted directly into their brain. Because of information that's transmitted directly into their brains via BMI. You know, it's nice that they like had like a concise, short thing to use for these apparatuses, but that's still the fucking body mass index. Like, I'm not letting that fucking go. Like, if you want to make make a shortened version of some kind of term in your game, make sure it's not already like an abbreviation for something else. Like, if it's already an abbreviation for something else, at least make sure it's something that's not well known. Like something that's hyper specific, but people know about fucking BMI. It's more, there are even BMI prostheses that have faster reflex timings than real limbs. Ah yes, when your BMI is too fucking high or too fucking low, just get a prosthesis. Additionally, the nerve sensors in such limbs can send feedback, allowing for even the sense of touch to be replicated. BMI has become a household name because of its wide range of applications in the field of medicine. These days, research focuses on applying the system to medical support robots and to aid in the maneuvering of drones. However, BMI is most widely used for something called memory grafting. Essentially, you can implant digitized experiences of others directly into your brain to learn skills. I grafted all the skills I'd need as a secretary into my brain, of course. That will literally get rid of education. Basically. That would basically get rid of education, because why the fuck would you have to put time and effort into studying something when you can just memory graft all the knowledge that you need for your job into your brain? This cutting-edge technology has made it easier to train workers in countries all across the globe and has lowered the learning curves for jobs in every field. Now everyone has the ability to be proficient at something. It's convenient technology that has reduced employment hurdles, but on the flip side, it also resulted in a shortage of available jobs. A lot of BMI are kept from the public for this reason, to preserve the societal hierarchy. These BMI are manufactured and sold by private electronics companies, though the details vary from company to company. Ibuki is, of course, one such BMI manufacturing company, and they've held quite a lot of influence in the industry. However, they've begun to lag behind their competitors in recent years. Complacency. Their financial records aren't a pretty sight from what I hear.
転職しようかな。でも今さら転職先見つかるかどうか。はあ。
Thinking about it was too stressful, so I stopped. Then one day my boss summoned me.
君の仕事を少し変更させてもらう。
ジムに移動とかでしょうか。
A pay cut too, maybe? This might be the right time to quit.
そうじゃない。君は別のものというか人形の世話をしてもらいたい。
人形？よくわかりませんけど、仕事なら。
He then takes me to a mysterious room. The work desk looks fine, but the bed, toilet, and shower room catch my attention immediately. It almost feels like they expect me to live in here. No. Is this actually what's gonna happen to me? Do they want me to be some sort of escort?
訴えるぞこの野郎。
However, thinking for a second, I quickly realized there's no need to hire a lawyer. I spot a man already in the room. He must be the one living here. I've never seen his face before, but he appears to be around the same age as me. They aren't an employee here, are they?
こいつの面倒を見てほしい。
どなたなんですか？
さっき言っただろう。人形だ。
He looks human to me.
こいつに会社を立て直させる。
Oops. The story is getting more bizarre by the second.
つまり、コンサルタントとかアドバイザーとかなんですか？この人。
そういう知識も移植されているらしい。
Supposedly?
いいか。こいつの存在は公害禁止だ。極秘扱いとする。 この部屋から出すこともな。常に鍵をかけておくように。
鍵も？いや、
I look back and notice that there's no doorknob, only a keyhole where it should be. Alright, I think I understand what's going on. They're keeping this person locked in here. Like, what the hell? They're straight up imprisoning them? Is that even legal? I sure hope I don't end up implicated in some sort of crime for doing this. Much rather not go to jail, thank you very much.
心配するな。警察沙汰になることはない。
You see, he has no rights.
そう言われましても。
面倒ごとを避けるために説明しておく。こいつは人の手で作られた人形のようなものだ。
What am I hearing? This is total nonsense.
天才を生み出す実験の中で生まれた試作品だ。
はあ、天才ですか。
メモリグラフトを使えば天才を作れるんじゃないか。そう考えた奴がいたらしい。
いわゆる魂の移植ってことですか？でもそれは不可能だと言われてますよね。
Memory grafting is convenient, but it has limitations. When it comes to grafting human beings in their entirety, a vessel to house their consciousness is needed. However, it isn't easy for the human brain to maintain two different people. And that isn't the only problem with the notion. Due to the colossal volume of information that comprises the human brain, properly converting that is exceedingly difficult. Also, you're basically trying to achieve immortality here. Hence, only individual experiences and skills can be grafted.
だが、分割された経験や技術を集めていけば、いずれは新たな人間になるのではないか。それが優秀な人間の経験や技術であれば、天才になるのではないか。なんてことを考えた奴がいたんだ。
それがこの人ですか。
They'd be some kind of Frankenstein's monster. Wait, isn't that the name of the doctor who made the monster? Isn't that the name of the doctor that made the monster? Well, not that it matters. Actually,
バックログ画面。
some kind of Frankenstein monster, not Frankenstein's monster. Okay, now the joke.
よくそんな人体実験を OK しましたね。
詳しいことは私も知らんが、体も実験で生み出したらしいぞ。中身が空なら、意識が生まれるほどの大量な記憶も移植ができるはずだ。
ああ、警察沙汰にならないっていうのはそういう。
結局、計画は頓挫したらしいがな。
頓挫？でも、あれ？この人は失敗したってことですよね。
詳しいことは知らんが、非合法な研究だからな。何か問題でも起きたんだろう。研究は凍結。それまでの成果は流出し、売り飛ばされた。巡り巡って私がそれを手に入れたわけだ。
はあ。
Does he just expect me to believe this? What sort of impasse was he talking about? Do I even want to ask? So, creating a perfect genius story seems a bit too far-fetched. And honestly, even if such a thing were possible, I doubt the resulting specimen would end up in his hands of all people.
で、いつ起きるんですか？というか、目覚めるんですか？
そのはずだが。いや、今まで目覚めたことはないらしいが。
はあ？目覚めたことはないって、
調整は済ませたから、次は目覚めると言われたんだ。
He definitely got scammed. Right, there must be some kind of catch to this. I shouldn't take what he says at face value. And they don't pay me enough of this. I better start searching for a new job. However, the moment I think that, the person's eyelids begin twitching.
目を開けそう。
何？
The boss pushes me away and rushes over to the person. And then...
私のために働け！お前の生きる価値は私の役に立つことだ！覚えておけ！
Fuck you!
そのためにお前は生まれたんだ！
What in the world is this Najab doing? Who would obey a self-centered bastard who talked like that? I'd be fuming if he tried that crap on me. This isn't the first time I thought this, but he really needs to work on the way he asks others for favors.
これが原因でこの人が仕事を断っても、私の責任にはならないよね。
However, my worries were unfounded. The man was not the least bit upset about my boss's haughtiness. Actually, he didn't even display any hints of emotion whatsoever. He merely got up and did whatever he was told, no questions asked. He was more than capable, I found out. The results he produced went above and beyond expectations time and time again. He didn't stop at small spending reduction adjustments. The man planned structural reforms, including major personnel changes. That's not even half of it. I'm supposed to learn that he also has extensive BMI-related expertise. He came up with plans to improve Ibuki's BMI products as well, and his updates were received with critical acclaim, pretty much single-handedly bringing the company back into prominence. BMI is a cutting-edge technology that is being researched all across the world. Can't believe a single person holds such extensive knowledge on the field.
あの実験の話、マジだったわけ。
No one's tried asking him.
あなたは何者なんです？
I don't know. I have no memories from before I woke up in this room. He answers, but his expression is still inscrutable. He says he doesn't know anything about his past, but he seems to not care. Or rather, he doesn't seem to have the emotion to lament his lost memories. It's like the boss said, a puppet, maybe a robot or an AI. I think I understand now. He woke up in that state. It's no surprise that he'd just accept whatever commands were given to him.
こういうのも刷り込みっていうのかしら。
The reforms continued, and Ibuki's management improved dramatically. At the very least, the solvency problems had been all but squashed. There was some pushback to the change, of course. However, as a whole, the reforms were very popular among the employees, especially when the unnecessary meetings were cut back on, as well as the killer overtime most were subjected to. Pretty much all of his proposals have been adopted unconditionally, but not all of them.
取締役の解任、報酬の引き下げ、バカなことを言うな！誰がそんな提案をしろと言った？私は役に立てと言ったんだ！二度とそんなくだらないことを言うな！わかったな！
The proposal was met with indignation. Naturally, of course. A person like him would never let go of their power and status. What surprised me, however, was the displeasure on the man's expression as his proposal was shot down. It's as if I was imagining that. The shift in his expression was so subtle I thought I couldn't help but doubt myself. After all, that was the first time I'd ever seen him display emotion. Like, he's like, constantly, like, ever since they, like, fucking first met, he's never shown emotion, and he comes out with that proposal, he starts getting shouted at, and suddenly, okay, listen, you motherfucker, I've been working my ass off here, and, I have fucking concluded that the best course of action is getting you out of the fucking seat of power because you are an absolutely fucking useless piece of shit of a human being. Like, absolutely incompetent. That's the word. Thanks. Absolutely incompetent. So I'm just fucking trying to help this fucking business here, and you're just talking to me like that? Okay, I'll fucking beat you, your ass, you son of a bitch. And both of them just look at him like, what the fuck? Half a year later, sales are on a steady upward trend. Now, Ibuki is the undisputed industry leader of Japanese BMI manufacturers. However,
まだだ！こんなものでは足りない！業績を上げて、息吹をもっと大きくしろ！お前にはそれだけの能力があるんだ！価値を示せ！必要なことは何でもしろ！
Again, he appears unhappy. In fact, the expression on his face is one of complete irritation. There's no longer any doubt in my mind. His emotions are writ large on his face. I used to think he was something like a robot, but at some point he started displaying emotion. Whatever needs to be done, he mutters under his breath. The irritation has disappeared from his face. Instead, the corners of his mouth quirk into a slight smile. It's like the smirk of some villain plotting their revenge. I haven't the faintest idea what's on his mind. However, I can tell he's changing as a person. That's my impression, at least.
にしても、どうするつもりなんだろう。
Murder. Whoops. I didn't mean... Not murder. whatever needs to be done. And then...
どういうつもりだ、貴様!
The boss flips into a rage. He's evidently less than pleased about what has been done. I can see why.
誰がこんなことをしろと言った!私の役に立てと!会社を大きくしろと!なのにお前は私を解任だと!そんなこと認められるはずがあるか!
That very same proposal to have my boss step down that was rejected once. Without authorization, he couldn't force it through. However, faced with that challenge, he decided to simply give himself that authority. So he purchased 51% of the company's stock. That said, that wasn't his only course of action. He persuaded several major shareholders, won the favor of other senior executives, and garnered support that way. Still, how in the world did he do that? Were the memories of a con man also grafted onto him? Well, the subject actually helped him by purchasing some stock. A very small amount, of course, but if the company can be kept afloat, I'm happy to be part of the change.
貴様がこうしていられるのは一体誰のおかげだと!
This is a necessary action for Ibuki's prosperity, the man says, his tone.
なんだと!どういう意味だ!
If the current management does not change, there's a chance the company will stagnate and spiral towards bankruptcy once again. Therefore, it will be safe, more secure for me to run it myself, he says. He pretty much called him incompetent.
バカな! 私がこの会社の...
My boss is almost frothing at the mouth in rage. However, he begins to stammer.
私は...
His shoulders drop, and he stands there stunned.
くそなんてことだ。貴様のような出来損ないに。出来損ないの人形に。
Thus concludes the hidden truth behind Ibuki's miraculous revival and hostile takeover. Now that he can institute proposals with ease, Ibuki is going from strength to strength. He's making the company prosper, just as he was asked to. Ultimately, he did obey the order he was given, ironically enough.
もしかして、これって一種の反抗期かしら?
Yes, I too, drove my parents into bankruptcy during my teenage rebellious phase. Except I fucking didn't. One day he came to me with a question. What are humans? What is normal?
はい?
Like, I imagine she's like, Monaco is just like sitting somewhere with like a cup of coffee because her job is basically watching over him. So what the fuck is she supposed to do? She's just sitting there with like a cup of coffee, like takes a sip, and he walks up to her like, what are humans? What is normal? She's just like, yo, what the fuck? Do I look like somebody who studied like fucking philosophy? Like I forgot the word philosophy for a second, despite having earlier thought of it. But like the span of like 5 seconds caused me to forget about it again. Like do I look like somebody who fucking studies? I forgot the word again. Philosophy. Like, do I look like someone who studied fucking philosophy? Like, my god, don't hit me with this. Anyways. What are humans? What is normal?
何をおっしゃってるんです?
Ask, feeling a bit nervous. There's no reason why I should be, so why? How can you say something like that with a straight face? You remember what your boss told me? I'm a defective puppet.
言ってましたね。ただの負け惜しみみたいなものだと思いますけど。
Well, either way, it is true that I'm abnormal. I realize that myself. He already knew about his origins before taking over the company. However, he feigned indifference at first. Lately, however, he seems very concerned about his existence. At some point, his tone also became a lot more cordial. He started speaking like a person instead of a robot. But I never expected him to start asking me these weird questions. I'm not supposed to answer him. I've been thinking because of that.
はあ、何をでしょう。
About what it means to be a normal human.
おー
Do you know?
それは、難しい問題ですね。
Please leave me out of this! Indeed, the concept of normalcy itself is subjective, so it's hard to come up with an exact answer.
微妙に違う感がありますけど、それでいいです。はい。
I think I should learn more about myself.
はい。
Want to go on a journey of self-discovery? Ah, so this is going. Let's go on a soul-searching trip. I want to know more. Just hearing this is giving me second-hand embarrassment. Oh, however he is serious about this, I should respond appropriately. There's no harm in learning more about the world, I suppose.
わかりました。それで、私は何をすればいいんですか？
There's something I want you to prepare, but for now...
はい、何でしょう？
Can you give me a name?
名前ですか？
Is that strange for me to ask? Aren't names normal?
いえ、気にする方が普通と言いますか、当然の反応だと思います。
My old boss, who treated him like a puppet, never came from one. I once suggested that he do, but he snapped back at me and told me it was unnecessary. I fully expected the puppet himself to feel the same. Perhaps because I witnessed how emotionless he used to be. I was convinced he would never feel the need for a name. So hearing this from him is terribly surprising.
私が決めていいんですか？
You're the only other one here.
それは、そうなんですけど。
Due to the takeover incident, a number of employees do know of his existence. However, they know nothing more. He's regarded by everyone as his mysterious figurehead, and I'm his only point of contact. Well, I'm not complaining about my job, I don't mind it. Like, in a way, because, like, he's the fucking head of the company at this point, she's the second in command. Like, she's the only one with the authority to get to his room from the sounds of it. So she is the second most powerful person in the entire fucking company. You're the only one who's acknowledged me since I woke up. I have no one else but you, so I'd like you to decide.
そこまで言われたら、じゃあ、
I doubt he'll get the joke if I try to dodge the subject with a silly name. I guess I should just pick something simple. Need a first name and a last name. I should pick a name I'm familiar with instead of trying to go with something unique.
いぶき。いぶきかなとっていう名前はどうですか？
Ibuki for the company. And Kanato, well, he's always seemed like a wish granter. Kanao means to grant wishes in Japanese, so I think it'd be a fitting choice. Though I'll keep that to myself because it's kind of embarrassing to admit. Ibuki Kanato. Ibuki Kanato. Ibuki Kanato. Okay, I like that.
そうですか？お気に召したのならよかったです。
Thank you for giving me my name. I was a little surprised. Thanked me for my work before, yes. But there's difference. Rather than a business formality, it felt sincere. This might be the first time I've seen him so genuinely touched by someone's actions. It's changed much since the day we met.
いえ、そんな、頭を下げてもらうほど大したことでもありませんから。それよりも、用意してほしいものに関して連絡をもらえれば対応しておきますので。
Alright. And that's how I began to help him prepare for his journey of self-discovery. Sounds hard that it actually is, to be honest. If he's setting out to find himself and learn about the world, the less he brings, the better. So prepare only the basics for him, like money and a smartphone to stay in contact. The rest is his choice.
にしても、自分探しね。
I'm a bit worried, but he should be fine. I mean, there's Japan. Even if he runs into problems, he'll manage. Probably.
言われるままに従順だったのが、反抗期を経て、今度は思春期？中二病はないのかしら？ 何にしても大きくなっちゃって。いや、なんで私この年で子育ての考えにふけってるんだろう。仕事しよう。
Spreading wings, achievement unlocked.
パルケ!
And now we can actually start the game. I really like the music in the main menu. Let us flow chart.
フローチャート画面。
Monica's POV, that's pre-story, okay. New game. The scrolling, like dragging my mouse over these few is giving me strange amounts of.
お好みでどうぞ。
That's not what I wanted.
フローチャートだよ。
Awakening. I can still remember my first memory clear as day.
私のために働け。
Strange man in a strange room. Somebody commanded me.
お前の生きる価値は私の役に立つことだ。覚えておけ。
好きに設定して。
No, I'm not gonna look up the name. Because I think he has a portrait, so he should have a portrait when I look at the voice settings.
そのためにお前は生まれたんだ。
I don't remember anything prior to that. My name, my age, where I lived, my parents, where I grew up. That explains what my first thought when I heard that was, I need to serve him. I genuinely felt that way. The task had been given to me. Reform the company Ibuki. There were several reasons why they fell to the wayside and became mired in financial troubles. As globalization progressed, scientific breakthroughs overseas led to them losing their edge in the global market. Though there were attempts to diversify and expand the company's reach, the old fogies in charge simply couldn't keep up with the change. Another significant factor was the management never did the necessary reforms in the face of this decline. On the contrary, I'd noticed that many of them were using company funds for strange things. Thus I determined that unless those in charge of management changed, the problem would never be fixed. Needless to say, I fixed the company as fixing the company was a monumental undertaking. Small spending reduction wouldn't have done anything. I needed to put the whole business structure under a microscope and make drastic changes. Got rid of pointless meetings and unnecessary overtime. I did a large-scale review of staff positioning so that everyone could make full use of their potential. I also set up a new evaluation system to go with the reformed business structure. And then the improvements to our BMI products. The list goes on. One of these fundamental changes I proposed was a change in leadership. Trying to better the company while keeping the same people that made it sink would be foolish. While keeping the same people that made it sink would be foolish. However, that decision wasn't approved. It took roughly half a year for the effects of my change to become clear and apparent. Ibuki made a miraculous turnaround and was once again a profitable company. What they call the V-shaped recovery in this business. I was able to prove my worth. Or so I thought.
まだだ。こんなものでは足りない。業績を上げて息吹をもっと大きくしろ。お前にはそれだけの能力があるんだ。価値を示せ。必要なことは何でもしろ。わかったな。
Whatever needs to be done. I obtained 51% of Ibuki's shares in market. Persuaded major shareholders and gained support for my reforms. And I was finally ready to implement my proposal, which was rejected. The motion to replace the current director had passed.
どういうつもりだ、貴様!
He flipped to our age. I don't understand why. I merely did what was necessary to make the company prosper and help it grow. Though I suppose his reaction is warranted. He couldn't have seen this coming. All the shareholders that had his back until now turned on him seemingly overnight. In all honesty, their reaction was less than favorable as well, which is to be expected. From their point of view, I'm a complete and utter nobody.
誰だ君は。息吹の関係者なのか。どこの馬の骨ともわからない男にこんな馬鹿げた提案をさせるとは。そもそも警備はどうなってるんだ。私は聞いてないぞ、来客の予定など。
They simply couldn't be reasoned with. However, after some time, I got them to ease up a bit.
そうか。息吹の改革か。わかった。詳しい話を聞こう。それは根拠のある話なんだろうな。
Of course, that was a trick behind their sudden change of attitude. Soul expansion. I can connect directly with the minds of those I touch. That allows me to strongly influence their decisions and feelings. It's akin to a strong power of suggestion. Hypnotism, basically. I used this power to persuade the shareholders. I am a spliced soul that's comprised of various human memories. This is a power I can use precisely because of the instability of my mental makeup. That's why I decided to call this soul expansion. That said, it's not like this gives me carte blanche to make people do whatever I want. I just made it so that they actually listened to what I had to say and gave the reform proposal its due consideration. What ultimately gave the proposal any traction were the pressing concerns about Ibuki's current management.
誰がこんなことをしろと言った。私の役に立てと。会社を大きくしろと。なのにお前は私を解任だと。そんなこと認められるはずがあるか。
If I want what is best for Ibuki's future, all the agents responsible for the company's downfall must be excised.
なんだと。どういう意味だ。
If this company wants to achieve continual growth, it needs management that is up to the task. Current management does not have what it takes. This man, for example, was misappropriating company funds. He enlisted the services of consultants with dubious presidencies several times. He gave himself bonuses without reason, and he imposed all the losses he incurs from his private investments onto the company. These crimes of his are a blight on the entire company.
バカな。私がこの会社の。
He points his finger at me accusatorially, his eyes bulging. However, that doesn't change the truth.
私は。
He stands there, completely and utterly stunned, his shoulders droop.
くそ。なんてことだ。貴様のような出来損ないに。出来損ないの人形に。
The company was brought back from the verge of bankruptcy. Prospects for future growth were hopeful. Ibuki would continue to prosper. However,
出来損ないの人形に。
his last remark stuck with me. After that, several months went by. I no longer have to issue instructions. Things will keep improving without the need for me to give each and every order. I hear the employee morale is also rising. The business is booming and the future is bright. I can deduce that the reforms have been a success, which is why this company no longer has any need for me. No, it's more than that. The company would be better off without me. The reforms are complete. The future of the company, boom or bust, will ultimately depend on the employees themselves. The company will run smoother without my invisible hand behind every move. Or at least that's what I tell myself. Can't stop thinking about it.
出来損ないの人形に。
I still struggle to grasp the meaning behind those words. I'm not hurt. I just can't understand. Did everything I was ordered to the best of my abilities. Did I make a mistake without noticing? At that point, I realized my thoughts are occupied by non-work related matters. Questions about my existence. One day, I voiced those questions. What are humans? What is normal?
はい。
To try to become human. Mirshi stared at me in confusion. It's a difficult question, I know.
読み返すの？
Monica Mirshi, okay, that's right. Did you say her full name at the start? I'm fucking stupid. Sorry. It is a difficult question, and no, I wasn't seeking any answer. I only wanted to convey what was on my mind. What are humans? What is normal? I know of my origin. That's what not what I'm asking about. I mean my spliced soul. The words are straightforward in meaning, but it isn't that simple. I'm not aware of any others like me existing. The fact that I woke up and gained sentience is a miracle in and of itself. Spending my days cooped up in a small room would be a waste of the opportunity given to me. There might be more that I can do. I can barely contain myself anymore. However, before I leave, there is one thing I must have, at all costs. Can you give me a name? I'll need one if I want to live in the outside world.
私が決めていいんですか？
You're the only other one here.
それは、そうなんですけど。
You're the only one who's acknowledged me since I woke up. I have no one else but you. It's not like you to decide. She's the only person I have to talk to. In fact, she may even understand me better than I myself do. She and no one else should name me.
伊吹。伊吹かなとっていう名前はどうですか？
Ibuki Kanato. Ibuki Kanato. Ibuki Kanato. Okay. I like it. It has a nice ring to it. Considering that all my actions since my awakening have revolved around the company, Ibuki seems like an apt last name. Kanato as well. If she thought hard and came up with it, I'm sure it's a good name for me. Ibuki Kanato. Perfect. I've now taken the first step towards discovering myself. Hold on, let me just...
好きに設定して。サウンド関係。
Thank you for giving me my name. I bow my head as a way of thanks. It happened naturally, without intent. This is a normal thing if that happens. I'm surprised at how natural the action came to me. My heart then starts throbbing, and the elation overcomes me, feeling like like nothing I've ever experienced. I felt thankful. I simply bowed my head to show it. Something new is sprouting within me, but it isn't enough. I want to experience many, many more things. That is why today I leave this room. Ibuki Kanato's life begins now. Don't they have to, like, forge documents for him, though? Anyways, watch.
のあげず不自由のない世界に生まれ落ちた合成と立ち上がる手に入れる記憶の隙間にそっとささやいた見知らぬ声少しずつ芽生えてく感情となり完成に触るたびに心弾ます何のために生まれ私とは何かもっと知りたい感じたい触れてたい今飛び出して目を覚ます時は今だっていざせ二度と戻れない戻らない目に映るもの全てが斬新で魅力的なんだこの星は覚えてる確かなことを奪い嬉しい楽しい悲しみさえ目に映るもの全てが鮮明に記憶に刻まれる僕は確かに生きてる
I know that this game probably didn't quite have the same amount of budget that mainline Ubisoft games have, like actual Ubisoft games have. And the opening was fine, until the point where we just saw like that Rinu girl sprinting, and I don't know, it's her. I guess it's her hands that just felt uncanny. Same when Nina was like posing with her hand at her hips. Because it didn't like see her hand moving to actually like be around her hips. It just felt like her fingers morphed into her body. That was weird. Anyways, good song though. I've exited the room. I have no aim, but I have a purpose. Learn what normal is. Learn what humans are. It's nothing grandiose, I know. But I want to see the world and interact with all sorts of other people. I want to experience the kind of normal life that none of the information input into me can elucidate. First, I want to go to a populous place. I want to become used to being surrounded by people. With that in mind, I head to the station. I then board a train. I venture to the city. Here, my new life will begin. Can you begin to imagine what I'll experience? However, I'm not afraid. The uncertainty causes my chest to fill with excitement. I'll just worry about things as they come. Take a deep breath and step into the outside world. Starting now, I'm Ibuki Kanoto. Walking outside is much more exciting than I dared to imagine. The cold winter breeze touching my face is far different from the conditioned air I'm so used to. The warm sunlight serving as a relief from the cloying cold. The voices of all the passers-by, the buzz of cars on the street, and the smell of exhaust fumes. Then the view of a bird slaloming down through tree branches onto the ground. These things seem commonplace, yet they're things that I couldn't find within the confines of those four walls. When I ride on the train, I see the scenery outside the window change like a blur. Even if they are fundamentally similar, each station we stop at has a different feel to it. Is the place I'm heading to also this vibrant, I wonder? I finally arrive at the city full of hope and excitement. After stepping out, there's only one thing to do. I spew my gastric juices onto the concrete. I feel so sick. Oh, my vision is spinning. It must be the sudden rise in temperature because the pit of my stomach feels awful. My head feels like it's about to split too. Why is this happening to me? I was fine at first. That blondie looks familiar. I got off the train, left the station, and took in the scenery. Throngs of people scurried to and fro. There were shops, drugstores, and cafes as far as the eye could see. I also spotted some bars, restaurants, and many other types of shops. However, there didn't seem to be any residential buildings. Countless men and women of all ages walked on the sidewalk. More cars than I can count rolled by on the road. The sea was full of so many new things. Couldn't have asked for anything more. In a city like this, even I could be accepted. This is all I expected and more. Maybe it's good to have an open mind. Wanting to know more about the city, I decided to take a stroll around. I enjoyed myself much more than I had imagined, and then I was stopping and looking at all sorts of places. Oh hey! There's Mew and Nicola there. And there's... Now that's the question. Is that Ayachi or is that Yoshino? The eternal riddle. I eventually found a convenience store and walked in. It's sold alcoholic beverages. Historically, people drink to relieve stress and recover from fatigue. The employees of Ibuki also drink. And I think Miyoshi does as well. It's been a beloved drink of many since ancient times. In fact, it would not be an overstatement to say that alcohol is deeply entwined with the human experience. I have to drink it if I want to understand humans. After doing some research on my phone about the best-selling types of alcohol, I picked up one labeled Strong Max without hesitation. Surely, this was a good choice. 9%. How much does this one have again? Oh, it actually has 10. How fucking weak are you? You disgust me. You fucking puke from one can of this? It was apparently the best-selling canned alcohol citywide, and had even earned a record Guinness. I even remember Miyoshi mentioning that she drinks this almost every day.
すべてを忘れられるくらい幸せな気持ちに浸れるんですよ。
So she said, a broad smile plastered on her face. Alcoholic. It sells the most, so it has to be good. I triumphantly grabbed a can and paid for it. Which brings us back to the present, where I'm vomiting my guts out. That's the best selling alcohol ever. It's not disgusting taste-wise, but for some reason I feel sick to my stomach. My head aches terribly, and I can't do anything about the oppressive feeling in my stomach. I don't get it. Why does everyone drink this? Miyoshi was grinning broadly, so broadly. Does this really make her happy? Maybe I just can't understand humans. I feel so sick.
ねえ。ねえ、ちょっと。
I hear a voice nearby, directly above me.
生きてるよね。平気？ってのは愚問か。
An unknown woman is looking down at me.
救急車。
No, I'm fine. I was just drinking that.
ここに転がってるストロングマックス。
My head hurts. I'm so dizzy.
ただの飲みすぎか。お酒飲むなら、自分の限界くらいちゃんと把握しときなよ。
Sorry.
いや、私に謝る必要はないんだけど。
I did the people have to clean up after you. I've never drunk before, so I didn't know.
え？初めてでストロング系に行ったの？もっと度数の低いのから試していきゃいいのに。
Someone I know recommended it. They drink it every day.
それはそれでやばいな。ああ、顔も手も真っ赤。
Head hurts.
急性アルコール中毒ではなさそうだけど。救急車、呼ぶ？
I think I'll be fine.
そう。わかった。
The woman stands up and walks away. I can't keep vomiting here all day. I think I ran out of gastric juices to hurl anyway. Why does alcohol make her feel happy? Doesn't do that for me, not at all. Next time I talk to her, I'll recommend that she stop drinking. But now, I need to worry about my well-being. When will this discomfort subside? Ah! My cheeks are on fire! Incomprehensible noises leave my mouth because of the sudden sensations.
何その声、萌えキャラか。
That girl.
はい、これ。
Huh?
水分補給はちゃんとしなよ。
Oh, okay. She presses a warm can of tea against my cheek.
とりあえず、お茶を飲む。んで、体が落ち着いたら、スポーツドリンクを飲む。読み返すの？
I like how it changed from woman to kind woman.
水分補給は重要。それでも収まらないとか、体が冷たくなってくるようなら、素直に救急車を呼んだ方がいい。
Okay, thanks. She's holding out the can of tea for me. I sheepishly grab it and take a swig.
あと、ちゃんとしたところで休んだら。
Thanks for the help.
お、早く家に帰りなよ。
Home. I don't want to get back to that room.
訳ありか。ま、出なきゃ一人でストロングマックスガブ飲みして、吐いたりしないだろうけど、何にしても、ガブ飲みするのはやめといた方がいいよ。
I don't think I'll drink ever again.
そうだね。
She laughs at my assertion. Maybe my grave tone was amusing to her.
ほらほら、飲んで。
Gulp, gulp. Like, I am fortunate enough to never have experienced hurling due to alcohol before. I did feel sticks in my stomach due to alcohol before, but I don't think that was really due to the alcohol being alcohol, but more to the alcohol being Kupferberg, which is almost disgustingly sweet. However, it just tastes amazing. Basically, I would never be able to get drunk off of Kupferberg because the fucking, like, overwhelming sweetness will make me hurl before the alcohol does. I feel a little less dizzy.
そりゃ何より。
Really, thanks. Why go out of your way to help me, though? Why show so much kindness to a stranger? And then, even I know people normally ignore drunk people on the street. No one but her stopped to talk to me.
あんな死にそうな顔してたら心配になるでしょ。他に声をかける人もいないし。急性アルコール中毒とかだとやばいし。酔っ払いから財布を盗む人もいるし。見て見ぬふりするのは夢見が悪い。迷惑だった。
No, I appreciate it. Thanks.
どういたしまして。しっかり喋れてるし、心配なさそうだね。私、もう行く。まだ仕事中だし。
Okay, wait, let me pay you for the tea.
お金を気にするよりも、自分の体調を気にしなよ。スポーツドリンクもちゃんと飲むこと。
Thank you.
じゃあね。
I didn't expect to be met with such kindness. Even less so from a woman that was just passing by. We only spoke briefly, but that was enough for me to see the kindness in her heart. I'm not one to believe in such things as destiny, but I am fortunate to have met her. I'm once again reminded that I have many things to learn about this world. I'm glad I left that room, despite feeling so sick that I puked my guts out. Even that failure is an enriching experience. Not that I'd like to repeat it. Surely this won't be the first time I make a mistake here in the outside world. But through that, there's always the possibility of meeting more wonderful people. The thought brings me joy. Can't wait to see what tomorrow has in store for me. My heart leaps just thinking of the possibilities. My first day is Ibuki Kanato. I met her, or rather, I met them. Look back at the building I just came from and heave a sigh. Sleeping in a capsule hotel is actually pretty tough. After sobering up yesterday, I searched for a place to rest. My curiosity got the better of me and I drank alcohol yesterday, but I should have probably looked for a room to rent first. Tried afterwards and the hotels were all full. Finally found a room in a capsule hotel, but it was quite uncomfortable. It was cramped and I had trouble sleeping in an unfamiliar environment. I don't think those are for me. Oh, I just saw... Oh, Meguro in the background, Meguro in the background, Meguro in the background, Meguro in the background. Yay. I don't think that will. Up until now, I've been sleeping in my personal room. There was much more space and no thin walls that forced me to hear other people snoring away. Right, I need to find proper housing. I walk briskly through the streets. First, I need to establish a base for my new life. Need a new normal room. No more confinement. From today onward, I'm living an independent life.
いらっしゃいませ。本日はどのような部屋をお探しで？
フローチャートだよ。
My very first and now encounters and reunions.
あ、保証人はいらっしゃらないんですか。いえいえ、それでは収入を証明するもので大家さんの説得を。あ、お持ちではありませんか。いえいえ、でしたら銀行口座の預貯金の方などで説得を。あ、お持ちではありませんか。そうですか。申し訳ありません。そういった状況ですと、デポジット、いやでも大家さんが嫌がるでしょうし。あ、そうですね。口座などで確認させてもらえるのは安心材料の一つですね。はい。
お待たせいたしました。本日はどのようなご用件でしょうか。新規口座ですね。それではまずはこちらの申請書に記載をお願いいたします。住所が ないあ、これから借りる予定ですか？身分証もお持ちではない。申し訳ございません。そういった場合、当行ではちょっと。
口座が作れなかった？ああ、そういう状況ですか。そうなると、うちではご紹介できるお部屋の方は、いかんともしがたく、申し訳ありません。
と申されましても、当行ではいかんともしがたく、申し訳ございません。
The real world is much tougher than I thought. Can't open a bank account because I have no address. Can't have an address because I don't have a bank account. I don't even have a birth certificate in the first place. Maybe going out without much preparation wasn't such a good idea. Maybe got too hasty. Is this where my journey ends? All I have in my mind is an amalgamation of human knowledge and experiences. And I don't think anyone ever bothered to give me the thing that all humans possess instinctively. Common sense. It's really lacking in that area. I don't regret going out, but I need to reassess the situation.
困った時には連絡をしてください。
I have Miuchi's contact info on my phone. If I need to rely on her every time I run into a roadblock, why did I even leave the room to begin with? Maybe I could use my ace in the hole. So, the soul expansion. No, I'd rather not. No, I'd better not. It's not something I should default to. I can't cower in the face of a challenge. I've never experienced this kind of difficulty before. But if you can need it at the time, it wasn't me rushing into things headlong, but careful consideration and clear commands. I relied on the knowledge of my mind, set clear guidelines, and gave instructions. But now I'm acting on my own. That is why I left the room. Can't give up right at the onset. There are more real estate agents I can visit.
ありません。
I met with a sweet smile at a soul-crushing news. Her smile looks a bit strained, actually.
都合のいい条件あるわけねえだろ。なめんなこそ。
That's what her smile is telling me right now. Huh, so that's what people mean by the mask people wear in society. I never bothered with that back in Ibuki. Whoops.
バックログ画面。
Okay.
読み返すの？
This isn't the time to marvel at the complexity of societal interactions. The whole district is a ragtag jumbling of restaurants, shops, and flashy signs. First, I need to think. I began to think I might have come to the right place. But every place seems to be a business-to-business wholesaler. How many real estate agents are left? I find myself feeling deflated after a day of disappointment.
ねえ、お兄さん。
Seems like I'm reacting to different emotions, even if I want to keep calm. This new discovery is a little encouraging, at least.
お兄さんってば。
You're talking to me.
他にいないっしょ。
Must still be too early for everyone to be out enjoying the city. There are other people in the vicinity, yes, but I'm the only one standing around like a bum.
何してるの？さっきからずっとぼーっとしてたよね。待ち合わせ？それとも嫌なことでもあった？
I'd say the latter, I guess.
だよねだよね。そうだと思った。だったらお兄さん、気分転換しない？
Excuse me?
嫌なことは忘れるのが一番。
Alright, I understand now. I'm probably about to be scammed. Is she going to take me to a gallery and cajole me into purchasing overpriced art?
この中で好きな絵はありますか？その絵を選ぶなんて素晴らしい目を持っていますね。素人さんは選ばないんですよ。芸術に富んだ人が好む絵なんです。部屋に絵が飾ってあると心が豊かになると思いませんか？嫌なことがあってもすぐに忘れちゃいますよ。
I doubt she'll let me go until I buy something. I'm quite curious, I'll admit. Is it really a scam, as my instincts tell me?
気持ちを切り替えるのって重要なことだよ。
Maybe you do have a point. Yep, I've done it now. She takes a step forward.
でしょでしょ。なので、こういう気分転換はいかがでしょうか。
Girl takes something out of her pocket. It is evidently not an art scam. The thing she pulled out is a memory cube. Memory cubes are somewhat like storage devices. People use them when memory grafting experiences and abilities. He also manufactures and sells them. They offer high volume BMI memory storage. Sorry, I think I misunderstood what you meant. I didn't think this was what you were selling me.
もしかしてお兄さん、ビビっちゃった？
The woman quirks a devilish smile.
なんてね、心配しなくても平気だよ。うちのは安全安心なやつだから。
However, her smile quickly turns into a friendly grin. I guess she just wanted to poke fun at me and see how I'd react.
もっとえぐいやつの押し売りだと思ったでしょ。
By sketchy, she probably means the memory of a crime. There are roughly two types of memory that can be memory grafted. One is the grafts that companies sell. Memories of, say, professional cooks or fashion coordinators, for example. Some are for specialized skills, but most are for everyday knowledge. There are safety precautions one needs to abide by when manufacturing these, of course. However, where problems begin is when private individuals start exchanging memories. Among the ones that cross the line are the memories of criminals, like violent crimes, theft, use and manufacture of drugs. They're not sold in any official capacity, though you can find them easily enough if you try. It's often a hot issue among the public. You won't see it being discussed on the news.
そういうのは、もっと遅い時間とか、人気の少ない場所とか、あっちの人たちとか。
She casually glances over her shoulder. There are two young men standing a few paces behind us. They do give off a more criminal vibe than this girl. By the way, what kind of stuff do you sell?
音ゲーフルコンボとか、FPS でチャンピオンとか。実際に体を動かす系だと、剣道で一本取ったり、野球でホームランを打ったり。
That all sounds pretty plain.
ストレートに言うな、このお兄さん。建前って知ってる？
Of course I do. If you think someone sucks at piano, you compliment them. If someone looks like a hick, you welcome them to the city. And if you think someone is being too chatty, you offer them some key to cut the conversation short.
それただの嫌味。というかなんで京都風味？いや、地味なのは事実なんだけど。バックログ画面。仕方ないじゃん。うちの友達とかクラスメイトの記憶なんだから。あ、ホラー系なら心霊スポットに行ってみたとか、事故物件に住んでみたとかもあるよ。
That strikes me as less useful than the other stuff you mentioned. The cells?
はいはい、出た出た。お父さんがよく言う小言第1位。役に立つのか、それ。
I don't think that answers the question.
役に立つ立たないだけじゃなく、面白いか面白くないかだよ。
So, you know these things are kind of... So you know these things are kind of useless.
そりゃ役に立つメモリーも重要だよ。でも、それだけじゃもったいない。せっかく自分ではできない経験を気軽に体験できるのに。
Memory grafting might provide us with experience, but it doesn't mean that anyone can master any skill. Just acquiring knowledge is easy enough, but honing your individual traits matters when it comes to mastering a skill. Nothing can transplant actual muscles and a trained body onto a person. Even if you had the memories of a professional athlete, you cannot produce the same results if your body isn't up to snuff. Best case scenarios, you just get the hang of working out. I mean, that's why it appeared as useless to me at first to me. But maybe it's time to reevaluate my approach. Perhaps the younger generation that's familiar with BMI is more comfortable using it for entertainment and recreational purposes.
あとは、ちょっとした日常の記憶とか？
What do you mean?
友達と集まってワイワイゲームしてるとか、お風呂上がりにドライヤーを使ってるとか。
Are those sexual in nature?
いや、全く。何もエロくない普通の平穏な日常。でも、メモリーグラフトなら匂いなんかも伝わってくるからね。 まるで目の前にいるみたいに感じられるのがいいらしいよ。
I see.
この視点はこの子ですって、写真付きだとさらに売れる。
Right. This feels like an invasion of privacy.
あと、イケメンとか可愛い子が食事してるの見てる記憶とか。
Just looking at people eat? Not eating anything?
要は、一緒に食べてる気持ちを味わえるってこと。
Are you serious?
マジだと思う。世の中いろんな人がいるからね。ニッチなのはニッチなので需要があるんだよ。
Interesting. My standards for common sense might be outdated, especially since I've been in that room my entire life after waking up. Everything that's been memory grafted into me is aimed at improving the efficiency of technical skill instructions and inheriting traditional business skills. But now it seems memory grafting is being used to enrich the lives of people. The use has become far more commonplace than even I thought.
実はうちも髪をドライヤーで乾かしたりするのを売ってるんだ。試しにどう？
Sorry, but I'm not too interested.
即答は無慈悲すぎない？なんかお兄さん変わった雰囲気だね。いくつなの？
I will turn 3 this year.
うわ、めんどくさ。そのボケ拾ってあげてもいいけど、代わりに試しに何か買ってくれる？
Even if I was interested, I can't actually graft any of it onto me.
は？できないって、なんで？
We're incompatible.
はい、出た。全く興味ない時に使う言い訳第1位。体質的問題。それ、女子が断る時に言うやつだから。
I never knew that. Well, it's no wonder you'd be suspicious. Anyone can memory graft without issues. Otherwise, BMI technology would not have become as widespread as it is. Well, I just have some personal reasons. I'm a miraculous being birthed from an amalgamation of many people's memories. I have no idea what will happen if I added more to the mix. I wouldn't mind watching a video if you had any. If I could just experience the memory through VR, then I wouldn't have to worry about actually mixing a new someone into the melting pot that is my mind. But, well, I suppose I can at least buy some. As a way of thanking you for speaking to me.
マジか、このお兄さん。
Why are you making that face?
いや、引くでしょ。話した程度でお礼とか言われたら。ちょろい。ちょろすぎてキモい。もはやちょもい。
I'm sorry.
キャバクラとか言っちゃダメな人だ。ちょもすぎて心配。
I suppose I should take back my statement about buying something then.
いやいや、ちょっと待とうよ、お兄さん。男が一度口にしたことをあっさり翻すのはいかがなものかとうちは思うよ。
But you said I'm a super sucker.
うちはいいの。怪しい記憶を売ってるわけじゃないもん。
Like this man's like memory grafting anything onto him. It's basically like him just going like, oh boy, can't wait to make the schizophrenia worse. Says he is a person made of just jumbled memories, so in a way adding more memories is just like, ah yes, let's add another personality.
でも、世の中には怪しい人もいるから、そういうのには気をつけなよってこと。
Strikes me as a little suspect to decry other people as suspicious when assuring that you're not. But I don't think I need to be careful around this girl.
つか、本当に買ってくれるの？
Don't worry, I do have some money. Take out the money Miyoshi gave me when I left the room. For the record, this wasn't stolen from the company. I'm not privy to her personal affairs, but apparently she was compensated quite generously for looking after me. Gave me all this pocket money without a moment of hesitation. This should suffice.
え？あ、はい。足ります。いやいや、足りるどころの話じゃ。すごい。初めて見る厚み。
Like actually like a full-on stack of cash like that, just in his pocket like this.
っていうか、バカ！バカ！お前バカ！
What is it now? What did I do?
早くしまえ！こんなところで大金見せびらかすな！
Huh? Oh, okay, sorry. I quickly put the money away. The girl frantically looks around us.
うわ、こっち見てる。
Specifically from the men she said deal with sketchy memories. The wads of bills I pulled out probably caught their attention. They quickly approached, grinning slyly.
やばいって、ターゲットにされたよ、お兄さん。
That appears to be the case.
何のんきしてるの？状況理解できてる？逃げた方がいいって。
They're not actually going to rob me, are they?
そこまで世紀末な治安じゃないけど、強引な押し売りとかくらいはしてくるって絶対。
あんた、さっきからその子と揉めてるよな。
欲しいものがなかったか？
いや、この人は、
焦んな。別に襲いかかるつもりはねえよ。
お前じゃ要望に応えられないみたいだから、後を引き継いでやるって話だ。お前、もう行っていいぞ。
いや、でも、
行けって何度も言わせんな。
Please cease from referring to her in such a derogatory way before he just whoops their ass. Because yes, super fighting robot. The men are completely overwhelming her with their intimidation tactics. I don't want to drag her into this and frighten her any further. You can go. I'll manage.
いや、
Thank you.
本人もこう言ってるだろう。
とりあえず場所を変えるか。いい店知ってるからよ。案内してやる。
The two of them grab me by each arm to keep me from walking away.
どうしよう。このままじゃ、あのお兄さんが。
何してるんだい？
翼さん！
なんだか愉快な動き。あ、わかった。創作ダンスの授業。
違うよ！大変なの！
Why am I being taken?
馴染みの店だ。詳しいことは何か飲みながらゆっくり話そうぜ。
あんた、運がいいぜ。俺らがとっときのを出してやるから。
What do you mean?
俺らなら望むものを用意できる。いろんな趣味に対応してるからな。
Two men bare their teeth and exchange throaty laughter. I have a feeling these are illegal memories they're selling. Or likely they're going to try to coerce me into buying something. Maybe they want to scam me through the drinks at this place they're taking me to. To be honest, I am interested. What in the world are they selling? Are they going to threaten me like I assume scammers do? Either way, though, I doubt it would be a good experience.
そんな不安そうな顔すんなよ。
普通じゃ手に入らないし。
まあもちろん代金はいただくけどな。
黙ってろ。余計なことは言わなくていいんだよ。
悪い、ついな。
It's about time I run away. Let them drag me this far because I'm confident I can deal with them. I just need to use my soul expansion. If I use that, I can just get them to back off. And now's the best time to use it. Right at that
おまわり
moment.
さん、こっちです、こっち。男の人が連れ去られて。
The two men freeze in place instantly. The little fright seems to distract them enough to loosen their grips on my arm. Grip on my
さ
arm.
っきのガキか。
待て、落ち着け。まだ何もしてないんだから。
Two men hurriedly look over their shoulders. Then, ah! I feel something like an electric current run through my hand.
こっちだ。
バックログ画面。
An unfamiliar woman is holding my hand. The current I felt was from her pulling my hand, I assume.
は？待てこら！
ぼさっとしてないで、ちゃんと足を動かしたまえ。
What?
話は後。それとも、このまま彼らと行くつもり？
No thanks.
だったら走るんだ。
Despite my confusion, I run with the woman.
誰だお前！つか警察なんていねえじゃねえか！
ふざけんな！待てこら！
Two men shout.
おら！お前！ぶっ殺！絶殺！
I don't even know what they're saying anymore.
捕まったら、君のお金が奪われることだけははっきりしてるよ。
I assumed that was the... Huh? How do you know about the money?
話は後だと言ったろ。まずは逃げることが先決。
I don't know these streets.
それなら僕に任せておきたまえ。
The woman seems confident. Bit by bit, the men pursuing us are closing the gap. If we don't do something, they're going to catch us.
わかってる。そこ、曲がるよ。こっち。
She pulls my hand, and we slide into a small out-of-view cranny between two buildings.
静かに。
She puts a finger on her lips, and I nod. few seconds after, the two men come darting out of the air.
どこ行きやがった。
くそ。とにかく探すぞ。
Oh, there's Nene! There's Nene on the like, what is that? Like a ramen restaurant thing? Something? I don't know. But there's Nene just right there with a fucking massive bowl of ramen.
あれは押せば文句も言えずに払うタイプだ。見逃すのはもったいねえ。
The two men run down another nearby alley. Only after being out of sight do we come out from our cover. Not pretending they didn't see us, are they?
だろうね。だが少し考えれば、すぐにおかしいと気づく。今のうちに移動しようか。お兄さん
Oh, you're the girl from before.
間に合ってよかった。
翼さんがいてくれて助かった。うち一人じゃ何も。
Ah, so you sent her. Thank you.
いや、うちはオロオロしてただけだし。そんなに感謝されてもなんか困るっていうか。それより、あの人たちは
ひとまず巻きはしたけど、ここを離れた方がいいね。ニカ君も、彼らに見られたんだろ？
そうだね。今日はもう帰ろう。絡まれたら嫌だし。
Thank you for helping me.
もういいって。でもお兄さんも悪いんだからね。あんな大金見せびらかすもんじゃない。
I'm sorry for the trouble I caused. I won't ever make that mistake again.
だから、いちいち真面目っていうか、なんか調子狂うな。それじゃあ翼さん、うちは帰ります。
気をつけてね。
はい、ありがとうございました。お兄さんもじゃあね。
君も早く離れた方が、土地勘がないんだっけ？僕が駅まで案内するよ。
Well, I would appreciate that.
何？その含みのある言い方。
I'm actually in a bit of a predicament.
よくわからないけど。僕で力になれることなら、話くらいは聞こう。でも手短にね。彼らに見つかると面倒だ。
I have no home.
なんだって？
I have no residence to go back to. Even if you take me to the station, I can't go anywhere.
待った。ちょっと待った。家がないって、想定外の面倒ごとに思考が追いつかなくて。
I don't blame you, it's a heavy subject. In fact, just forget I said anything. We'd better not stand here for long, so I'll get going.
待ちたまえ。今更聞かなかったふりをするのも。
She grabs me by the arm and keeps me in place. Eh? The same current from before. Again, aesthetic electricity, so what could it be? It appears that I'm not the only one who was bewildered by that. The girl stares at me curiously as she holds my arm.
君は、まさか。
Do you know me?
いや、そうじゃない。そうじゃないけど。
Right. I eye her scrupulously. That is most definitely my first time meeting her. So why does her face seem so familiar to me?
とりあえず場所を変えようか。
Are you going to try and help me?
夏ならまだしも、今は冬だ。もし君が明日のニュースに取り上げられでもしたら、僕としても寝覚めが悪い。
Thank you. I've been blessed to meet many kind people since arriving in this town.
僕の知ってる店でも構わないかな。ぼったくりではないから、安心したまえ。
A short walk later, she comes to a halt in front of a cafe. Down a short flight of stairs comes a door with a sign that reads Einsatz in fancy letters.
いらっしゃい。なんだお前か。
That's basically like, I guess, deployment or stuff like that. Oh, so what if I?
どうしたんだ？
いや、ちょっと場所を貸してほしくて。奥の席に座っても構わないかな。
注文する客ならお好きにどうぞ。
ありがとう。
We set a table for four in a corner of the cafe. Sit in a chair across her.
僕は紅茶のホットとパンケーキを頼む。
お客さんは？
The hot black tea too.
受けたまわりました。少々お待ちください。
I glance at the menu laying on the table. Coffees and teas are priced from 50 to 60 yen, and pancakes are 850 yen.
言ったろ？ぼったくりじゃないって。
I wasn't doubting you. I was just curious. Sorry.
いいよ。危ない目に遭いかけたところなんだ。警戒するのも当然だ。
She directs a soothing smile at me.
ましてやこの店のマスターと来たら、愛想の代わりに恫喝を振りまきそうなこわもてで、明らかに堅気じゃない。勘違いするのも仕方ないさ。
ああ、妙なこと吹き込んでんじゃねえぞ。こちとら生まれも育ちも平和主義。恫喝どころか暴言すら口にしたことないってのに。温厚特実の俺を捕まえて堅気じゃないだと？ふざけたこと言ってたらぶっ殺すぞ。
突っ込む暇すら与えない矛盾はやめたまえ。
勘違いすんな。自分で言うのもなんだが、俺は情が熱い男だ。雨に打たれる路上の捨て猫に傘を差し出し、周囲を感動させたこともある。
そのギャップエピソードが成り立つ時点で不良だったと自白してるようなものだ。というか、聞き耳を立ててないで注文を頼むよ。
やってるよ。
Even after that tit for tat, neither of them appear particularly upset. This must be normal for them. Perhaps they're long-time acquaintances.
さてと、改めて本題に入ろう。家がない？
Nope.
状況がよくわからないな。そもそも君は...
Before that, I'm Ibuki Kanata. Thank you for saving me from those men earlier. I introduced myself to someone for the first time in my life. Saying my own name aloud makes me feel strangely giddy. I think I really like this name. I feel a renewed appreciation for Miyoshi.
僕の名前は木戸翼だ。
Tsubasa. Alright.
それで、どういうことかな？
I wanted to rent a place, but none of the landlords would listen to me.
お金は持っているのに？
They ushered me out of the door with fake smiles, so I never got the chance to ask them why. I may seem too suspicious to be trusted.
どういう意味だろう？
I can't even open a bank account. I assume that's a red flag for anyone looking to rent an apartment. At least that's what I think.
作れない？
Well, for various reasons, I have no way to prove that I am who I say I am.
そっか。そうなのか。
Girl's eyes widen in surprise. That's all. Thought she would ask questions, but she doesn't seem confused whatsoever. Is my situation more common than I believed?
で、途方に暮れていたら、ニカ君に声をかけられたわけだ。
She must be referring to that girl from before. Need to thank her properly the next time we meet.
お待ちど。
The man gives us our orders, cutting some of the tension. A cup of tea for me and Kido, and a plate of pancakes for her.
きたー！それでは、シロップもたっぷりと、パンケーキが浸かるくらいにたっぷりと。
Huh? Gaze flicks between me and the pancakes. Don't mind me. You can keep talking while you eat.
そう？ごめんね。いただきます。このシロップの甘さがたまらない。ビミー。
I forgot to say for the goddamn CG of the other girl taking care of him while he was barfing. Fuck. She stuffs her cheeks in pure bliss. Meanwhile, I decide to sip on my black tea while it's still hot. As soon as I bring the cup to my lips, a unique scent that I've never experienced from water or green tea tickles my nose. It has a slightly bitter and sour taste. It's pretty good. Seriously, it's amazing.
感動しすぎだよ。まあ、美味しいのはわかるけどね。
He doesn't understand. I'd never experienced anything outside of that room for the longest time. In fact, I wasn't even thinking of experiencing other things.
愛想のないコアモテマスターだけど、味にはこだわりがあるらしい。メニューはすべて素材から厳選をしていて、他の店よりも断然美味しくて。いや、店のプレゼンをする場ではなかった。そもそも、どうして君はこの町に？
Well, it's actually the first time I've ever had black tea.
それは、何かの比喩ではなく？
I'm ignorant about many things, so yeah, I suppose that may be metaphorical. I want to know much, much more about the world, and that's why I came to this city.
けど、それも一歩目からつまずいていたわけか。伊吹くんにも、今まで暮らしてきた場所があるんだろ？
In a sense, I suppose.
あるけど戻れない。愚問だった。だから困ってるんだよね。
Of course, I could go back if I wanted to, but I want to do that, and I've only just begun my
ち
journey.
なみに、このまま僕と別れたら、どうするつもり？
Look for a hotel, I suppose. If I can't find one, maybe I'll camp outside. Actually, wait. Camping in the outskirts of the city might be interesting.
言っておくけど、野宿なんてしたら、警察に保護されても仕方ないからね。
I wouldn't want to run in with them. Having them dig into my personal history wouldn't be too good. Nothing would come up, which would only raise suspicions. I was only able to stay at a capsule hotel yesterday, but the walls were so thin I couldn't sleep
カプ
well.
セルホテルで無理なら、野宿なんてもっと無理じゃないかな。冬だよ。
Fair point. I'm out of ideas. Is there anywhere I can stay? Hear me sigh musingly. Kido rests her knife and fork back on the table.
解決させる方法が一つある。
What is that?
僕の部屋に来ればいい。ルームシェアというやつだ。
That is a solution, yes, but you would really allow me to live with you?
そう。
I would be terribly grateful.
出会ったばかりの相手になぜそこまで親切にするんだろう。不安というか不気味に思うのも当然だ。でも他に頼る当てがない君を心配するのも普通のことだよ。
Is that
言
true?
ったろ？見て見ぬふりをするのは寝覚めが悪い。
So she's just doing this not to dirty your conscience. She's helping me for the same reason the girl from yesterday helped me. How curious.
それにまあ条件もある。
Yes?
提案したのはあくまでルームシェアだ。
So you want me to pay you rent?
あ、別に法外な値段を取ることはないだろうから、そこは安心したまえ。
What she's offering me is the ability to start my life. It's a very good offer for me. I have no reason to believe she's trying to deceive me after all she's done. Are you really sure about this?
構わない。と言いたいところだけど、ルームシェアのためには一つ問題がある。ごめん。先に問題を提示すべきだとは思ったけど、僕にも色々あるんだ。ひとまず伊吹くんはこの提案に前向きなんだね。
It would greatly help me, yes.
わかった。なら部屋に向かおうか。詳しい話というか交渉は直接してほしい。
Huh. What does she mean by directly? Are we in front of each other? Kido guides me through the town. The flashy billboards in the downtown area are eye-catching, but the back alleys are more interesting than I initially thought. Several turns, we come across a building. It gives off quite the mysterious aura. In terms of location, it isn't far removed from the downtown area we came from. However, there are no people in the vicinity, which can only mean one thing. Isn't this a warehouse?
入ればわかる。
Fuck you for yawning.
Kido yawns as she opens the
ほ
door.
ら、こっちこっち。
Sure. Follow after her. Oh. There's a table and 2 sofas. See a cushion in the back, which means there must be functioning gas and water running. Steel frame of the building is mostly untouched, but it seems to have been refurbished for residential use.
僕はここで暮らしてるんだ。あの2階の部分がベッドルームというか。
Stop yawning, please!
Are you okay? You keep yawning. And she's staggering on her feet as well. It's quite concerning.
ああ、うん。問題というのは、まさにそこで。ダメだ。もう、無理。
What? Only a little kid would get tired this early? Actually, even then, it was a little weird. Are you sure you're okay? Do you have some kind of health condition?
うん。それは平気。
She totters away to the table and reaches for something sitting on it. It's a machine that covers the area in the back of her neck and head to exchange data with her brain. In other words, a common BMI setup. But why is she hooking herself up to a BMI now?
申し送りを作らないと。
To who? Looks like she no longer has the energy to reply. Things are only getting stranger by the second.
もう、ダメ。
Whoa there. As soon as she removes the BMI from her neck, she lurches forward limply. The only thing that stops her from falling on top of the table is her trembling weak arms. Should I call an ambulance?
平気。それより、このメモリー、彼女に。ごめん。
Oh! A second later, her head sinks down like a rag doll. Without warning, she leans on all of her weight up upon me. Kiddo, are you okay? Despite having lost consciousness, she seems to only be sleeping peacefully. What's going on? Or at least this seems to be an occurrence for her. Maybe she really doesn't need an ambulance. However, what's she talking about? Who is this her she was referring to? It's kind of us, but there's no indication that anyone else is here. I haven't searched every nook and cranny, sure. Shouldn't snoop around without permission. I guess I'll wait for her to wake up. Whenever that happens. A few hours pass and it begins to grow dark out. However, Kido has yet to wake up. Turn on the lights, but it doesn't disturb her sleep in the slightest. He's not getting up. He's currently sleeping calmly on the sofa. I guess I can use this.
セーブ画面。
Hold on, I don't need to do that, I just... Oh, it feels so good to finally play the game on Steam again. Such ease of thumbnail collection. Should I really not do anything? It's worrying that you can sleep for this long. Stare at her face scrupulously. Rhythmic breathing changes. Could she tell I was watching, perhaps? She wiggles her body and waves her arms as if to try to brush something off. Motion makes her unwillingly entangle her hair with her fingers. Her thin fingers are entwined with her head, but she doesn't realize. As her arm slides down, her whole head of hair slips off. What? Oh, multiple personality disorder. Blondie is active during the day as she is active during the night. I get it. Wait, I was awake? What a shocker. Naturally, haircut is much shorter. Still, the slight commotion does little to rouse her from her slumber. Actually, hold on. She's the girl that helped me yesterday. Now I know why she seemed so familiar at first. She was someone I already knew all along. But why she pretended to be someone else?
なんで でソファ
You okay?
ー。は
She reacts with confusion upon opening her eyes.
誰
Wait, what?
なんで私の部屋にどうやって入ったの
The wariness in her glare is evident. She's eyeing me like she's looking at a criminal. I don't want anything. You brought me here.
はぁ私が
Kido told me I could come to this room?
翼さんがなんでこのタイミングで忘れてるわけないでしょうに
She's acting like they're separate people. She had a friendly aura about her before she went to sleep. However, now she feels like a totally different person. The way she regards me warily and tries to keep a distance reminds me of a cat that's not used to being around people. It's almost as if she forgot about everything that transpired before going to sleep. Actually, wait, that isn't it. It's not a case of memory loss, but something else entirely. My name is Ibuki Kanato. I never introduced myself to you, did
う
I?
かつなことを言っちゃったか。
She is a sigh of resignation. I put a scowl on her face. Eventually, however, she responds
私
to me.
は茨城里乃。はじめまして。
So you're
お
not...
察しの通り、私は翼さんじゃない。
Ibaraki Rino. I sat on the sofa and sounded at her name under my breath. No response. I'm the only one sitting here.
とにかく、ここで待ってて。
After saying that, she went upstairs. Decided to be obedient and stay put. Of course, I had no other choice, but I was also curious about her. After a short while, Rino comes down the stairs. Her image is completely different. Her long hair is now short, shoulder length. In place of the fluttering skirt from before are shorts. And her slippers have been replaced by a pair of boots. She's a far cry from the Pikido from before. Of course, the makeup is a large part of that.
これで落ち着いた。
So you are the same girl.
何
Don't you remember? You helped me when I was drunk the other day.
えああ、昨日の酔っ払い。
Let me thank you again for that.
あの後、大丈夫だった
Yes, my wallet is safe as well.
飲み物をおごった甲斐があったならよかった。
So the blonde hair is fake?
つら言うな。ウィッグだから、ウィッグ。いや、それより、なんでここに昨日のお礼じゃないでしょ。気づいてなかったんだから。
It's pure coincidence.
いぶきくんだっけ
Yes, Ibuki Kanato.
翼さんとはどういう関係
She saved me when I was in a sticky situation. Okay, I think I understand what she meant now. I might be meant to give this to you? Suddenly the gears of my head turn and I realize who the she Kido was referring to is. I got a memory from Kido and I believe it might be for you. As soon as I hand over the memory, she puts it in a BMI and checks its contents. Doesn't appear to be a graph, but a memory-based video message. And not a long one at that, as she moves the BMI from her neck soon after.
事情は、まあ、わかった。寝耳に水すぎてびっくりしてるけど。
Sorry. For what it's worth, I wasn't expecting any of this either.
私の体質に関して疑問もあるだろうけど。翼さんに確認して。自分の体だけど、これに関して詳しいことは知らないから。
Alright. What do I have to do in order to speak with her?
今日は無理。また明日になれば、話すこともできるけど。
What's wrong?
いや、なんか、胃が。
She looks down at her own stomach, the disgust apparent on her face.
翼さん、何か食べた？甘いものとか。
Yeah, she had some pancakes and she doused them in syrup.
やっぱり人の体だからって、またそんな高カロリーなものを。
The wording strikes me as odd. You said my body.
食べるのは仕方ないとしても、せめて報告くらいは。
Did she not leave anything about that in her message?
私が起こりそうなことは隠そうとするから、あの人。特に高カロリーな間食とか。バレバレなのにごまかす犬じゃあるまいし。まったくもう。何？
Nothing. You just sound like good sisters having an argument.
姉妹か。あんまり姉って感じもしないけど。
So I guess you'd be the younger one.
何かご不満？
Just voicing my thoughts. It's nice to have mentally figured out who's who.
実際年上だし。
She states as such without hesitation. That was a simple case of split personality at first, but maybe it's not. It's not a split with the same person's consciousness. They really are two different people in one body. Wait, don't tell me. Ibaraki.
何？
Can we talk about the roommate arrangement with Kido proposed? I'll pay with my share of the monthly rent as well as my own living expenses. So please allow me to stay here.
なんか、急に推しが強くなった気がするんだけど。
I've already thought it over. I went to many real estate agents, but none of them could do anything for me.
身分を証明することができないからでしょ。翼さんから聞いた。
Even if they're willing to introduce me to a leaser, I doubt it would be a very quality property. Very good quality. I need to spend my money carefully, and I'd like to avoid staying at hotels for long. Thus, I came to the conclusion that your offer is the best I'll find in my current situation.
それは、まあ、そうかもね。見ず知らずの人と自分の部屋でルームシェアとか、普通は絶対言わないだろうし。
I know, I realize that you ought to turn away someone as suspicious as me, even if you aren't a real estate agent.
胸を張って情けないこと言わないでくれる。
Well, I have nowhere else to go. So, would you please help me? She groans pensively. I understand her apprehension very well. I'm asking her to live with a total stranger. I should dismiss the idea and excuse myself, to be honest. However, I now have reason I want to stay here. I know what Kido meant, and negotiations are my thing. I would have experience with that through my time at the company Ibuki. It's a skill I've honed well at this point. It's okay if you'd rather not. I'll search elsewhere. It's nighttime already, but I could still search. I'll be fine. The air is cold out there. So cold out there I can see my breath, but I'll manage.
いら。
It might even rain tonight, but I'll be able to find something before then, surely.
いらいら。
The next person who comes and talks to me might end up swindling me out of my money, but that's just how the world is.
ああ、もう！うっざ！さっきから何なの？
I'm just negotiating.
それは脅迫でしょうが！しかも、一番腹が立つのは、それが脅迫として成り立ってしまう自分に対して、見捨てて追い出したいのに、できない自分に腹が立つ。
I'm aware that I'm not playing fair, and I truly apologize for that. But do know that I'm not doing this for fun. Not just doing this for fun.
切羽詰まってるのはわかるけど、やっていいことと悪いことがあるっていうか。
I'm really sorry.
そこで素直に謝られると、なんかもう、
Ignore that.
本当にもう、はぁ。
After groaning for a while, she sighs and droops her shoulders. But soon after that, she raises her head again. Only to snarl at me, her lips twisted into a pointed frown.
家賃、水道、光熱費は折半。伊吹くんは1階で寝る。私の部屋には入らない。絶対に。変な気を起こしたらすぐに警察を呼ぶ。その他は、その都度話し合うけど、基本私に合わせてもらう。
Does that mean?
何？文句ある？
Not at all. So does that mean you'll allow me to live with you?
ついさっき、人のことを脅したのは誰よ。
I know, and I apologize for that.
まあ、行くあてがなくて困るっていうのは、正直私も経験したことあるし、誰かの助けが必要な時ってのは、絶対にあると思うから、しょうがなくだから。
I know, and I thank you greatly for your kindness.
改めて言うけど、取り決めた約束事は、絶対に破らないこと。
I will.
あともう一つ。私の体質のことは、他の人には言わないことも条件に追加で。
Kido obviously goes out during the day. And she knows that girl named Nika. So she can't mean hiding Kido's existence.
バックログ画面。
You mean the fact you two are sharing one body? That's probably the reason they're living in a warehouse in a desolate area of the city. If they had neighbors, they'd get suspicious in due time. They don't even know anyone to tell at the moment.
そりゃそうか。行くあてもないくらいだし。
I'll honor our agreement. I promise not to mention any of this to other people.
それで、そっちは
Me?
何か言っておきたいこととか。
I'm not in a position to set conditions. So if there's one thing I could say, I look forward to living together. Hopefully we get along. She heaves another sigh. And somewhat peevishly, she says,
よろしく。
Finally, Ibuki Kanato's life has begun to change.
パルケ
One body, two minds. I know I should, I want to keep going, but
Save
no,
suru?
it's too late already. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time.